Hello children, this is Bhavna Kaushik, Social Studies teacher, class 6, chapter number 3, from gathering to growing food, lecture number 2, continued part of the same chapter. Children, previously we have studied these topics: varieties of foods, the beginning of farming and herding. We have studied about domestication. We have studied about a new way of life, storing animals, finding out about the first farmers and herders. We have studied about the stable, grain and bones. Now we will study today. Our today's topic is towards a settled life. Okay children? Now, as they have started doing farming and all, so they have to live at one place. And slowly they started living a settled life. Now, archaeologists have found traces of huts and or houses at some sites. For instance, in Buzahom, in present-day Kashmir, people built pit houses which were dug into the ground, with steps leading into them. These may have provided shelter in cold weather. Archaeologists have also found cooking hearths both inside and outside the huts, which suggests that depending on the weather, people could cook food either indoors or outdoors. Now, archaeologists have found some traces of huts or houses at some sites. For example, in Burzahom, present-day Kashmir, people have built pit houses. Now, what are pit houses? These are the houses which are dug into the ground, and they are also having the steps so that you can go down with the help of the steps. They also provide shelter in cold weather. Now, archaeologists have also found cooking hearths, which shows that people used to cook that time, but it depends on the weather, whether they will cook indoors or outdoors. Now you can see on your screen the meaning of hearth, the floor of a fireplace. That means you can say sigdi and all. Now over here it is written draw a pit house. You can draw a pit house according to your imagination. As I have told you, they draw the house. These houses were dug into the ground which have steps leading into it. Now you can see these pictures. These are some pictures of the pit houses which I have just now told you. Yes, you can see them. Stone tools have been found from many sites as well. Many of these are different from the earlier Paleolithic tools, and that is why they are called Neolithic. These include tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Mortars and pestles are used for grinding grain even today. Several thousand years later, at the same time, tools of the Paleolithic types continued to be made and used, and remember, some tools were also made of bone. Now, stone tools have also been found from many of the sites, and these stone tools were different from the stone tools of the Paleolithic age or the Paleolithic tools. These tools were much polished and they were very good, sharp to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles were also used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Mortars and pestle we also use now also for grinding grain. Even today also we have these type of mortars and pestles at home. Now these are some pictures of the mortars and pestles which I have explained you just now, which are used for grinding grains. And at the same time, tools of the Paleolithic types continue to be made and used, and remember, some tools were also made up of bone. Now some of the tools, they were made up of bone also. You can see these stone tools, so fine they are. They're having a very good sharp cutting edge. Many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. These were sometimes decorated and were used for storing things. People began using pots. Now many different kinds of earthen pots were also used. You can see the picture. These pots were used either for cooking or for storing also, for storing the grains or for cooking rice, wheat. All these things we can use these earthen pots. They were made up of mud, as that this time pottery was also invented. For cooking food, especially grains like rice, wheat and lentils, and that now became an important part of that diet. Besides, they began weaving cloth using different kinds of materials. For example, cotton. That could now, apart from pottery, they have also started weaving the cloth and they use cotton. Now these are some pictures on your screen which are showing that time weaving was done. You can see how beautifully they used to do the weaving of cloth, and that time they use cotton. You can see in the picture, both the pictures. Did things change everywhere and all at once? Not quite. Every time, everywhere at all, the things were not totally changed. Still, in some areas, men and women continued to hunt and gather food, and elsewhere, people adopted farming and herding slowly. Over several thousand years, besides, in some cases, people tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. Now, slowly and slowly, they have started farming, but not everywhere their farming was done. There still somewhere people were hunting and gathering food, and in some cases, people also try to combine the activities, doing different things in different seasons. Now, what about other customs and practices? Now, they used to follow different types of customs also and practices also. Archaeology does not tell us directly about these. Scholars have studied the lives of present day farmers who practice simple agriculture. They have also studied the lives of herders. Many of these farmers and herders live in groups called tribes. Now, archaeology does not tell us everything about them because sometimes it is difficult also for them to study each and everything. But whatever things they study, they tell us. They also have studied the lives of the herders. Now, many of these farmers and herders, they used to live in their groups, and these groups were known as tribes. Scholars find that they follow certain customs and practices that may have existed earlier as well. Now, scholars, they assume that time certain practices and customs were followed, and they have different types of customs and different types of practices. Tribes. Usually 2 or 3 generations live together in small settlements or villages. Most families are related to one another, and groups of such families form a tribe. Now, usually 2 or 3 generations they live together in small settlements or villages. Most of the families they are related to one another or group of such families, and they form a tribe. Members of a tribe follow occupations such as hunting, gathering, farming, herding, and fishing. Usually, women do most of the agricultural work, including preparing the ground, sowing seeds, looking after the growing plants, and harvesting grain. Children often look after plants. Now, both men and women, and even the children, they do the work. The work of women was to do the agricultural work, like including preparing the ground, sowing the seeds, looking after the growing plants, and then harvesting grain. What work was of children? Children often look after plants, driving away animals. They used to look after the plants, that the plants, they are safe. They used to drive away the animals and the birds so that they may not eat them. Women also thresh, husk, and grind grain. Men usually led large herds of animals in search of. Children often look after small flocks. Now, children used to look after small flocks of like sheep or cattle. They used to look, and the men, they used to lead a large herd of animals in search of pasture. They used to move from one place to another in search of pastures. Now you can see the meaning of pasture: land covered with grass and other low plants suitable for grazing animals, especially cattle or sheep. Feeding of animals and milking is done by both men and women. Both women and men make pots, baskets, tools, and huts. They also take part in singing, dancing, and decorating their huts. Both of them make pots, both of them make baskets, tools, and huts, and then afterwards they used to take part in singing also, dancing also, and decorating their huts also. So these are the tribes. Some men are regarded as leaders. They may be old and experienced, or young, brave warriors or priests. Old women are respected for their wisdom and experience. Now, in that time, the old women and the women have a greater respect for their wisdom and experience. Some men, they were regarded as leaders who were old and experienced. Tribes have rich and unique cultural traditions, including their own language, music, stories, and paintings. They also have their own gods and goddesses. Now, they have their own gods and goddesses. They used to treat earth as mother goddess, and different gods they used to, like trees also, they used to treat them as gods. So different things they used to treat. What makes tribe different from many other societies? You will be studying about this as is at that land, forest, grasslands, and water are regarded as the wealth of the entire tribe, and everybody shares and use these together. There are no sharp differences between the rich and the poor. Now that time there were no differences between the rich and the poor. A closer look living and dying in Mehergarh. Now we are going to see how the people used to live in Mehergarh. This site is located in a fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes in Iran. Mehergarh was probably one of the places where women and men learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about. Now Mehergarh, it is a site which is located in a fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes into Iran. Now over here, women they have learned first to grow barley and wheat, and they have first learned to rear sheep and goats for the first time. Archaeologists who excavated the site found evidence of many kinds of animal bones from the earliest levels. These included bones of wild animals such as the deer and pig. In later levels, they found more bones of sheep and goat, and in still later levels, cattle bones are most common, suggesting that this was the animal that was generally kept by the people. Now, archaeologists who have excavated the site, they found the evidence of many kinds of animal bones from the earliest levels. These type of bones included bones of wild animals, deer, pig, bones of sheep, goat, and then bones of generally like cattle bones. They used to think that these type of animals were generally kept by the people. Next is other finds at Mehergarh include remains of square or rectangular houses. Now you can see the picture over here. This picture shows that which type of houses were there that time in Mehergarh. You can see they were of square or rectangular type of houses. You can see. Now each house had 4 more compartments, some of which may have been used for storage. When people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. Burial is one such arrangement. Several burial sites have been found at Mehergarh. In one instance, the dead person was buried with goats which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Now you can see this picture. In this picture you can see the human skeleton. You can see the bones of the goat, some animals. That means that time the people, they were buried with the animals, because the people, they used to think that there is life after death, and when a person is going into the next world, he or she may need the goats for the meat, because they are going to serve as a meat, as a food for them, so they will not have any problem. Can you see in the picture? Yes. Now we will study about a closer look at Daujali heading. Now this Daujali heading, find Daujali heading on map 2, page 14. This is a site on the hills near the Brahmaputra Valley. Now this is a site on the hills near the Brahmaputra Valley, and it is close to routes leading into China and Myanmar. Here stone tools including mortars and pestles have been found. These indicate that people were probably growing grain and preparing food from it. Other finds include jadeite, a stone that may have been brought from China. Also common are finds of tools made of fossil wood, ancient wood that has hardened into stone, and pottery. Now, over here, the stone tools including mortars and pestles, they have been found, which indicates that people were probably growing grain that time and they were preparing food from those grains. And one more thing they have found, that is a stone that is a jadeite, which may have been brought from China. And also common are the tools which were made of fossil wood. That means fossil wood is an ancient wood that has hardened into stone and pottery. Now this is the definition of Daujali heading. Daujali heading is an important Neolithic site in Dima Hasao district of Assam, India, on a low hillock about 1000 feet above sea level near Brahmaputra Valley, close to routes leading to China and Myanmar. One of the most famous Neolithic sites is Ketil Huyuk, which was found in Turkey. Several things were brought from great distances: flint from Syria, cowries from Red Sea, shells from the Mediterranean Sea, and used in the settlement. Now different things were brought from different distances just for the settlement, that people had to do the settlement that time, and they have brought different things from different places. Remember, there were no carts. Most things would have been carried on the backs of pack animals such as cattle or by people. At that time there were no carts, so most of the things would have been carried on the backs of pack animals such as cattle or by people. I hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you, and read the chapter. These are images of flintstone which I have just now told you. Now the next image on your screen is of cowries, shells. You can see them. Now on your screens you can see these pictures. These pictures are of stone jadeite. You can see them. They're greenish in color. Sometimes they're used for gems also. Now on your screens you can see a map. I have marked with a red color the three sides. You can see Burzahom, Mehergarh and Daujli heading. Daujli heading is on the northeast side. By the time, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you. Read the chapter once again and have a nice day.